Hello everybody. And in this long holiday weekend, my goal is to work on some of these tanks that need some attention. We got a lot of duckweed problems. Oh yeah. But the first tank on the list is the blue jelly shrimp tank. Let me tell you, I try to keep these tanks on the top as low maintenance as I possibly can. But I think this tank's been going for over 2 years in its current position. And eventually you do gotta trim even Anubius. So look at this. I've got to defy death here. Look at what we got here up here. Look at all this Anubius. So everything that's sticking up out of the water is going to get trimmed off. I'm going to trim a whole bunch. This is completely blacked out. That thing has grown up and completely smothering the light. Right there, as you can see, we got duckweed. The moss ain't even growing over here anymore. We still got lots of shrimp. Blue jellies. It's not focusing. There it goes. And so we're going to trim all that off. I'm going to get all this moss that's made its way up over here. I'm going to get moss going again over there. And then we'll be able to see our blue jellies again. Alright, so let's get this party started. First thing I want to do is start cutting on the Anubius, I do believe. Okay, this might be the video where I record myself falling and breaking my neck, but just so you know, putting tanks this high up, this close to the ceiling, bad idea. Okay. Look at that monster Anubius. And so what we're doing is, you can see when you're trimming Anubius, you can see how it's growing like that. And so you want to cut it so that I'm going to end up sending this to someone. I'm going to cut it all the way down there at the base. See if I can pull this off one-handed without hurting myself. Alright, there we go. This, I don't know if these scissors are up to the task of cutting this monstrosity. Alright. Oh man. It's like cutting through a piece of wood. Alright, I think I got it. Cut right there. Now to see if we can pull it up out of the water. Well, it's rooted in. Now we gotta pull the roots up. Oh man. Look, oh, there's a root attached into the other root ball. Most of that moss can end up, I'm sorry about this video quality. It's hard enough to do this without making a video of it. Alright, there we got that all up there. Alright, I'm going to take this thing. Alright, let's get this out of here. Okay, I'm now at the sink. Look at this thing. Oh my god. One little piece broke off, but I think this will still work as a plant. Still a little bit of a rhizome left there. What type of Anubius this is, I'm not sure. I'll be back. So, and this bucket is full of water and moss. And now we're going to try to rinse the duckweed off of this. Look at this thing. My boy just did the dishes and didn't rinse the sink out. Look at that root system. That is amazing. Now back to this. I got this as one of them Anubius in a tube at Petco probably like 5 years ago. And I have to keep splitting it. And this piece here, I'm not sure what the original piece was. I think it's still the piece that's in the tank. There's a spent bloom. Get all the duckweed off here pretty good. Still some. Look at this monster. This is one big Anubius. One giant Anubius. If I can stuff it down in here to keep it wet. Alright. We got that. And it's still got a little bit of duckweed on it. I think that'll be, it's got some roots, a little bit of rhizome. That should make it as a plant. Make sure that's down in the water real good. That bucket. Alright, then we'll go back to the tank. Okay. Oops. It went to this. Look, I'm banging my head. Banging my head on there. I've banged my head on this so many times. Here I am. This is lots of fun. Alrighty. So, it's all cloudy, nasty mess, but I still got a lot of blue jellies going on. Now, let's see here, I'm gonna get this moss figured out. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get all this on video. I probably won't, but we still got a lot of this to cut out, and I'm gonna have to stand on the very top step right there, and that's gonna be tricky. So I'll probably not get this part videoed. Maybe I will. We'll see. This should be super interesting and fun. Oh. Let's see if I can do this without falling and breaking my leg. Now I gotta get my head up here where the ceiling, or where the attic access is. Alright, let's see. Got that big chunk. Headphones keep wanting to fall off on me. All the roots are all interconnected and tangled up. Okay. Let's see if I can climb down here. Not severely injuring myself. Yeah, this one. And I dropped the scissors in the tank. Alright. Now we got these guys here. Some more big pieces. I'm gonna go get these rinsed off. And then we'll see how what we can get next. Okay, we're getting brighter. And we still have some more stuff to do here. We still got more Anubius at the top. What I might end up doing is, I'm not sure. We'll see how it plays out. I might end up replanting it, but I like to keep that in there and cut off everything that is touching the surface of the water. That's the main goal. Okay. Gotta get my scissors. The shrimp are starting to like it. Okay. Let's see what more I can cut out. Okay, so when I cut that piece and tried to rip it out, the whole thing ripped out. Which, oh well. Now you can't really see much what I'm doing because the whole thing just got ripped to shreds. But that's alright. So we got better flow through the tank. The Anubius ain't backing it all up. And I'm just going to take this great big piece out and clean up the mess. Then we'll pick out a piece and just replant it. We'll start over. It's perfectly fine with me. So now let's see if we can get the rest of this out of here. Look at that. We still got, oh my gosh. Look at this thing. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this off camera because it's dripping everywhere. Oh, I guess I'm on camera still. Alright, let's go in here. Look at the roots on that thing. That is wild. And this is the other part that I'd cut out I didn't show. So we've got this great big monster. I think this was probably the original piece. So what I'm doing, I'm going to cut some of these bigger pieces off and just put a little piece in there. And then I've got a lot of big Anubius to do something with. I've already got a guy who wants some, but I don't know if he's going to want all this. So if anyone is interested in some great big monster Anubius, it's going to cost a lot to ship. If anyone's interested, contact me. You can contact me through my website, Mark Shelley Aquatics, and we'll see what we can come up with. But back to what we're doing here, you can see where I cut all those other pieces off right there. That's pretty neat. This is what Anubius does 2 or 3 years undisturbed, and obviously this is a great big kind of Anubius. Anubius in a tube at Petco. What kind? I don't know. But it's a big one. Maybe you Anubius experts out there can tell me what kind of Anubius this is. Okay. I'm going to rinse this off, then we'll see what piece, and I'll talk some more after I get done rinsing it off and seeing what we end up keeping. Alright, so now, see, this is like the main rhizome coming along here, then we have all these guys coming off of it. So we're trying to get rid of all the big ones. That's my plan's going to cut these two off right here. this with. Let me pull the roots out. We got these guys here. And this is what I think I'm going to keep. I'm going to trim off some of these roots here. Look at my arm. Look at my shirt. I am covered in frickin' duckweed. Okay, so we're going to get to that and trim off the roots and see where we're at then. Alright, this is the piece I decided to end up keeping. And then we've got a 5-gallon bucket full of I don't even know how many giant pieces just out of that one tank. Alright, we got a whole lot more to take care of on the rest of the tank. So let's get started on that part. So of course now the tank is a complete and total messy disaster. We got Anubius leaves everywhere, we got crap everywhere. So now I'm gonna remove the duckweed. I'll show you how to do that. And then we will pick up the mess and rearrange the moss to how we want it. And things will be looking a lot better. Alright, let's get to all this duckweed. Okay, it's the shop vac duckweed sucker time. Anubius leaves on the floor. Alright, so now I'm gonna come up here. The tank is. Look at all the blue jellies. So pretty. It's nice to be able to see them again. Alright, so now we're going to turn this shop vac on. And for those of you who haven't seen this, you get to see my cool trick. Right there. Look at how quick that sucks that up. Pretty awesome. Sucked up. Hopefully you can hear me. Just like that, real quick, we've made a huge dent in it. Look how much brighter the tank is now already. So I'm going to get off, quit recording this, and I'm going to bore you to death with this finger on the shop vac. I'm liking what I'm seeing in these guys though. I'm seeing lots of buried ones, which means there'll be lots more of them here soon. Alrighty. Get to clean this up then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I've managed to get all this, rearrange the moss, plant the Anubius I'm keeping, and there's a big old mess. And usually when I do this to my shrimp tanks, what I'm going to do is do a giant giant water change and slowly, super slowly fill it back up. So that's what we're doing next. String for the closet light. Okay, so let's steer it down real low and see what happens. Okay, we got water coming out. I'm gonna take it real low. I might even clean the filters, but maybe not. I just cleaned the filters, so I probably won't end up cleaning the filters yet on this one yet. I might. We'll see. I unplugged the filter, or the power head, right there. So maybe we'll do that. Probably a good idea too. Since this tank is this is one of them things where all I do is suck water out and put water back in every week, because dealing with this tank up here by the ceiling is no bueno. So we'll get all this stirred up water, this nasty gross stuff, we'll get it sucked down to there, and we'll fill her back up real nice and slow. Alright, we're still draining, but just barely. All the shrimp are chilling here. I dumped in some algae wafers earlier today. You can see, might need to wipe down this front of the glass. It's kind of scummy. I want to do that while I have the water down. Alright, here's another view of what we've got so far. Try to wipe this off, see if it will. Yeah, it's wiping off. Nice and easy. No problemo. Just a paper towel. And there we go. Clean the outside of the glass when we're done. There's still a few pieces of broken old Anubius in there, but I don't care. Makes it look natural. Okay, then we'll come in here. So I'm not really dripping it, but I'm not filling it up full speed like I would on a normal water change. I got the water down to a trickle. Well, pretty close. The hot is just barely open, and the cold is just open a teeny tiny bit. As low as I can get it, as slow as I can get the hose going, the sink going, and get the temperature right. So then we'll close that up. And then we got safe. Sprinkle some of that in here. Alright, and now it's filling up super nice and slow. We'll check in when we get more progress. I'll check back in when it's high enough to plug the power head back in there. And we'll see how it's looking. Still going to be cloudy. It'll probably be cloudy for, sometimes when I do redo a tank like this, they're cloudy for a week, a few days. Sometimes they're crystal clear the next day. We'll just have to wait and see. Well, I'm looking, I clean that filter out. I usually clean the filters out a couple times a year. And I think I'd done that back in like, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. It's not quite ready. I don't think it needs it. I haven't seen any decreased flow, and I've already messed with a lot of stuff already. There's some little itty bitty shrimps in here. Makes me super happy. Alright. We'll patiently wait for this to fill up now. Alright, we're about high enough now that we can turn the power head on. And the shrimp are all kind of dancing around. You can tell they're not thrilled with the huge water change. But I'm sure they'll be just fine. Look how they're all going up there now. Alright, let's see if... Yeah, no, it needs to go up a little bit higher. I jumped the gun a little bit. So... But they're all just kind of swimming around. Doing the holy cow, the water's weird thing. But it's filling up really slow. It's taken over an hour to get to this much. So all the weird gunk is floating at the top. I'm sure as soon as I turn the filter on, that'll go get stirred up. That's alright. Still lots of shrimp in here. There's a plucko in here. I ain't seen him make an appearance yet. Actually, I think it's a big female plucko. There's still a lot of them on, but they'll all get sorted out. I'm not too worried about that. They're all just chilling and swimming around. You really don't want to see your shrimp doing this after water change, but I think the water is probably a couple degrees colder and they're not thrilled with it. But it's the exact same. Water is a little tiny one. Oh, he freaked out and swam off. But yeah, there's still more in here than I thought because it was getting so dark in here you couldn't really even see the shrimp that good. And these are these blue jellies are closely related to the snowballs, as far as I know. And I remember my snowballs always doing this whenever I did a big water change. Any water change with them. None of them are showing any signs of distress that I can see. We'll be alright. Alright, now we are definitely high enough to turn the power head on. Let's take a look at what happens when we do that. Alright, power head is on. Most of it's coming out that bottom part and some of it's coming out that nozzle at the top. See what kind of flow I got going on in this tank. Alright. Alright, we'll keep letting her fill up. And when we get full, I'll stop it. And we'll see what the end looks like. Alright, we're about half hour later. And not as many shrimp are freaking out swimming around, so that's a good sign. They returned back to the food, some of them. The other crowd has joined the filter, but a lot of them are. And you can see they're evenly dispersing themselves now throughout the tank. Back to chilling, not freaking out over water. I was looking and it was roughly 78 to 80. And now it's like 76, 77. So that was why the shrimp are not super happy, but they're already used to it. And if you're going to make an error on the temperature, it's always better to go a little bit cooler than a little bit hotter. That goes with anything, not just shrimp. There's a bunch of them enjoying the moss back there. Just one little piece of the Anubius. And I'm probably sure in a couple years I'll be doing the same thing. So there you have it. I'm not sure how long this video is going to end up being. Probably pretty long. So if you've stuck around to now, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. And if you see anything in here you like, I have lots of stuff available at my website, markshellyaquatics.com. Thanks again for watching. Bye.